Welcome everyone. Today we have a new guide video for Lost Ark. Now in this video, we'll be looking at a number of ways to get more resource after 1370, and this will be including the Leapstones with new method, and also different retail materials, different stones, and also there is a lot of items I want to share with you guys. So we'll be looking into the new exchanges that is available in the game. We'll be looking into ways to get more silver, more gold, and also different homing methods. We'll be talking about those at the end of the video. So I want to update you guys on the latest method and also tips of getting more materials after 1370. So this video will be a follow through of the video of before 1370 and after 1370. We'll be having a look at different ways of killing the new field boss that will become available. And yes, you'll be dying, but you'll be getting more loot doing this boss. We'll also be looking at methods like disenchanting the Ethereal Inference, because if you have a look over here, if we disenchant those, we'll be getting greater Leapstones. So we'll touch up on the new method that will become available after you get to 1370, and we'll have a summary notes over here to look into those. Now this particular guide video is actually a follow-through video of the previous two videos we have made a guide of. So one of the videos was before 1370, a lot of tips and a lot of notes. And after that, there's also another video of getting more materials at tier 3. So this video is a follow-through, and what I'll do is, you can see the notes over here of how to get more Leapstones. If you guys want more guide on those, make sure you check out the past video with the link over here. And the new notes over here, I have added them over here. So what I'll do is, I'll be adding new method and also new ways. As we get enough of them, we'll make an update video. And most of this video will be focused on 1370. Some of those methods can still work before this, but you do want to see the previous video of what to do before 1370 with additional tips, and also prepare to 1380 and also 1400. Now coming over for the first item of priority, which will be the Leapstones, or the Greater Honor Leapstones. So if we come over here, and if you guys have a look at my inventory, I have over 300 Great Honor Leapstones after getting to 1400. So I didn't buy those, those are untradeable ones. So there's a lot of ways of getting those. And over here we have listed a number of those ways. And because recently we have been getting more boss rush ticket, and this really allows me to do more weeklies, 2 of the weekly tasks to get more Leapstones. But over here, we also have a number of new methods of getting more Leapstones. The first one is quite interesting. Some of my viewers and also, other friends has been sharing this with me. And I do see a number of methods to use those materials. So this is just one of those methods. Now, of course, make sure you only use those when you have the spare materials. And this is to disenchant or disassemble the 1370 Ethereal Inference, or the 1370 or 1380 Aggros Blood. Now those items are the items you can see over here. So I have some examples over here. Basically, those items can be used to craft your legendary set for 1370. But you can see over here, after getting my full set, those items will become somewhat less useful because you won't be crafting a legendary set. And what some players will do is, some players will come over here and also exchange for those accessories or even for the ability stones. Now those will cost 1 or 2 to exchange those items, and similarly for the Aggros Blood. The downside of exchanging those items is, there is a chance of rolling into something good and chance of not rolling into something good. And what more guildmates were telling me is that we can dismantle those items we get if we have the spare ones. Now I don't recommend dismantling them right away, but what people do is, they usually have a chosen weapon which is crafted from the Ethereal Inference. So this weapon costs 15 of those. After that, they will be working towards the sunset or the moonset of the Aggros Blood. And this will take you maybe 2 to 3 weeks to complete those set. Afterwards, your spare materials can be disenchanted into or dismantled into additional, Great Honor shard. So let me show you guys over here. So initially I showed you guys the dismantling 1. So I'll be dismantling 7 of those. And you can see over here, I'll be getting 7 Great Honor Leapstones and also some Honor shard. Right now the cost of Honor shard is not very high, but the Great Honor Leapstones are really good. And this is one of the ways for us to get more Honor Leapstones, and this will be a weekly income for us as we go into the game. Now the second new method of getting more Great Honor Leapstones is actually a hidden Una's weekly task, or daily task I mean. So this is the task called Through the Bitter Cold. Now I first discovered this task because one of the viewers was sharing this with me, and over here we do have basically the details of this particular task. what you're going to see is this task will reward us with 5 Greater Honor Leapstones if we do it after 1370. Now there is a downside of this task. You do have to follow through to do the raid chain quest and kill the raid monster Vetros to have this quest available on your weekly or on your daily units task. And it sounds great. I then did that. And if you guys haven't seen our guide video, so over here what I'll show you is we also have the guides video over here about doing those hidden chain quests, and this will be talked about in that video as well. So one of the downside of this one is I was like, yay, it's great, we get extra Leapstones, right? Now the downside is I do believe this quest is a prerequisite of a different quest, and this quest only lasts for like 3 days, then it becomes a prerequisite. So you actually don't get all the 5 Great Honor Leapstones every day. You get this for a few days, I believe it's about 3 days, and then later this changes into something else. Now currently I'm not sure why this is the case, I'm a little confused, but it seems valid for 3 days. You'll be getting 5 Greater Honor Leapstones if you do this task with Una's daily task. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's something we can get. Now finally, I have also noticed that we can get Great Honor Leapstones from the hidden rooms on the Chaos Dungeon. Now I don't know if this is always the case, but what I have been testing is you can see a replay over here, and I wasn't recording during the time, but I was getting about 4 Great Honor Leapstones after finding a golden room. So one thing of doing this is you have to have your 2 entries of your day, and I've been testing a lot of the hidden rooms. It seems like the purple rooms will give you gold and also gold, honor shards and also accessories, and that's a silver room. I'll show you guys after. So basically it is the golden room, the golden portal that gives us Great Honor Leapstones, it seems, but you have to have your 2 entries of the day to join this one. Now I haven't had enough testing on this one, so basically your first 2 entries of the day will allow you to join the Chaos Dungeon. There's a chance of hidden room, and if you do find a golden hidden room, there's a chance of them dropping a lot of Great Honor Leapstones. One of the advice I will give to everyone is that if we come over here, and this is like a pattern, so I'm not sure what we get on the next monthly login. So notice this monthly login will finish on the 14th of April, and on the next monthly login, if we do get Aura of Resonance, which is a 50 energy for the Chaos Dungeon, you might want to save this one for a higher level of Chaos Dungeon. Because with higher level of Chaos Dungeon, when you get the hidden room, there is a higher chance of you getting Greater Honor Leapstones. It's not the biggest deal, but just be aware of this. If you save for higher dungeons of those items, you get more value out of them. And also when you claim those items to your mail, I believe those mails only last for 7 days. So when you claim this from the mail, it will only last for 7 days. But if you don't claim from the mail, I believe it lasts for 30 days. I think that's the case. It's because I claimed this from the mail. I was like, oh my gosh, I only have 7 days. I need to get to 1,385 for some value, or even 1,400. So the best way of using those items will be 1,400, because when you find hidden rooms, you have a higher chance of getting the Great Honor Leapstones. So you can see the loot over here with my loot on the hidden room, which you also get more gold as well by doing this. Now, as you can see in the notes over here, we also have other methods to get more Leapstones, including the boss rush ticket trick of using tier 2 tickets. So if you guys haven't seen the past video, I do recommend having a look. So I'll be just skimming those through because we've covered those on the previous video, like those over here. Now, coming over to the next part, this is about getting more radar materials, and basically we have a number of tricks of going in the cubes or testing the cubes and different map rounds. So the new method over here is about the field boss for 1415. What I want to show you guys is over here is after you get to 1370, or even before that, you could be doing this because right now things are a little easier. So this is the field boss, and this is the 1415 field boss. Notice that not only this one drops the legendary pieces of gears, it also drops the Omnium Staff, which is very good. It also drops bleeding, and also a lot of other goodies, which is, the distraction stones, the radar materials. So this particular field boss is located over here in Taka Colony, and it's located over here. And what most people don't realize is, I do believe most people are still doing the 1385 boss Arium. So she doesn't drop legendary pieces of gears, but she doesn't drop as many goodies as the next field boss. The next field boss you should be looking into after 1370 will definitely be this one. Now, some might say you can join this field boss before 1370, but I personally haven't tried this. And even joining at 1400, my current gear level, I'll be dying a lot. So I'll give you guys some tips of doing this boss and what happens when the boss reset, which will cost you a lot of silver. Now over here we have a replay of me participating in the field boss. What you want to do is, if you do have trouble into getting into a popular server or popular location of the popular channel. So sometimes the channel doesn't have enough people, right? What you can do is you can ask for looking for a group to pull, and basically you can join a group and ask someone to pull you into a more condensed channel with more people. And after doing that, what you want to do is you want to right click onto the portfolio, and there should be a thing that is available. If you're in a different channel, you can teleport to your party members by doing this, even when the channel seems to be red. Now sometimes you still can't teleport there, but the first thing is you do want to come to a populated channel. So basically if you ask to someone to party you and then pull you into over there by clicking on the portfolio name and select the bar over here. I can't show you guys over here because I actually did the thing beforehand, right? But click on the portfolio name and there should be available option to teleport into the channel. So you start with a populated channel. And after starting with a popular channel, the boss will appear. And what I want to show you guys is, yes, 1400 gears go, I'll die a lot of times with this boss because I'm still under-geared. One thing about this boss is you do not want to pull the boss out of the zone. Notice there's a writing over here says reset is imminent. You don't want this writing to be showing up. I believe after 1 or 2 or 3 minutes after this, the boss will reset. So when I first tried this boss, the boss was on 6 bars, and after coming back, the boss is on 25 bars again. So what happened is, I'll show you guys over here. So the boss actually resetted because we didn't keep the boss in the middle, because everyone was trying to dodge the boss's skills. So what people are doing is they are trying to not dodge the boss skill, they just die in the middle. Notice that boss went from 6 bars to 25 bars again. We're really sad we have to do this again. So this takes a while. The loots from the boss are really good. And let me show you guys the loots over here. So, okay. So you get a bunch of loots, including legendary pieces of items, including a lot of stones. And also there's chance of there's chance of golden books, much more chance of golden books with your own loot, and also there's chance of bidding for the golden books. So you can get additional source of gold by doing this field boss. There is a downside of doing this field boss though, I do want to warn you guys, is that because you'll be dying a lot, it is very likely you'll be spending about 10,000 to 20,000 silver, not 20,000, maybe that's too much, maybe 10,000 silver in repairing your gears, because you'll be dying a lot. But because you get additional chance of golden books, because you get more loot from this boss, I do recommend doing this boss after 1370. Now because this boss also gives us additional destruction and also guardian stones, you can also be doing this boss for those as well. So this is more like a weekly, or this is more like a daily field boss. You can do this particular boss, I do believe about 5 or 6 times a week, and this is a really good income of loot, and you can get Omnium Stab this way as well. So if you guys haven't been doing this after 1370, make sure you start to do those as well. Now coming over to some tips with destruction and also guardian stones once you get to 1370. Now some of you might be not having a greater need to upgrade your gears. Some of you might want to stay at 1370 or maybe try to get to 1380. Now one thing is, at this moment you can see in many of the servers the price of those items, the guardian stones and destruction stones, they're not very high. They can be 7 gold, they can be 8 gold. Oh, it actually went to 8 gold. I thought it was 7 gold. So it actually went to 8 gold. It actually goes up a little bit. So the destruction stones is about 17 gold to 20 gold. So the price of those items are not the highest. What I recommend is, we're not sure whether the weekly reset will make the price fall again. If we do not hear new news about the roadmap or the new content update, the price of those items is likely going to fall. But if we do hear news of those update, then people will start to buy into those stones. So it is a mixed preference whether you're trying to sell or buy those items. Currently, I'm still selling my stones, the tradable ones, because I think the price might go down. But you know, if the price stays still or if the price starts to recover, I might keep some of those stones myself because I will be aiming for 1415 very soon. I do have a small tip of advice over here for everyone. So imagine if you're selling the stones. So let's say if you're selling the guardian stones for 8 gold. What's going to happen is, you know, there's another 20,000 people that is also selling those items for 8 gold. And if that is the case, then you'll be paying 1 gold of fee. So when I was making this video, they were selling for 7 gold. So 1 gold of fee is paid. Now, if you look at the proportion of fee paid to 7 gold, it's about 15% fee you're paying because they only do 1 gold under 20 gold of items. Now what people have started to do is they actually start to go into the trade channels. So they go area and they go want to sell or want to buy, and they can type into the items they want. So they can go, let's say if I link the stones over here, they say I want to sell those items. Let's say if I go 7 gold per stack. So if you look at my chat over here, you can see the writing I wrote over here. So if I'm selling those items in the chat, I actually don't go through the market. And this means when I list the item here, so notice that this is charging me per stack. So let's go 7 gold, and you can see the 1 gold that is being charged. If you're trading between players, you still pay a 5% fee of the gold transaction, but this will save you 10% fee because you're not paying 15% fee because of flat 1 gold charge. So this is the method of saving your fees if you're buying or if you're selling your stones, because those stones currently under 20 gold and you may be paying a lot of gold in fees. So I can't give you guys the best recommendation whether we should buy or sell those stones at the moment. We're still waiting for the roadmap. But just a small tip to save you a lot of fees. So if you're planning to list on the marketplace and if you have some free time, you can type this in the chat and trade with players to players, and you will be saving yourself a lot of fees. And this will be extremely profitable or save you a lot of gold if you're doing a high amount of transactions. So let's say if I have, I have thousands of stones over here, I'm selling like 10,000 of those stones, and this can save you a lot of gold. Now coming over to the next part of the updated notes. As we know guys, there are some shops that are not roast abundant. So what that means is, from the previous video as well, if you haven't seen it, so you can get more items from the guild exchange, and some of those stones are tradable. You can sell those on the market. Similar to the power coins, those are not roast abundant. So you can be selling some of those items which are tradable onto the market. Now with the 2 new shops updated, those 2 new shops are roast abundant. And what I want to do over here is, I want to give you guys some additional notes. So for the PvP exchange shop, those are the values I made a calculation. Those are the best values of items you might want to prioritize to purchase. So the best value is Leapstones, Great Honor Leapstones, and also Honor Leapstones. Followed by that is Solar Protection, then Solar Blessing, and then Guardian Stones, then Destruction Stones, Solar Grace, and Honor Shards. And those are the order of exchange values. So this is using the current value in my server. Your server might have a slightly different value, but I do believe the price association is very similar. So I'm using the proportion of the gold on the market and also the exchange rate in the coins with the PvP shop to give you guys a little more information. Now do be aware, sometimes the servers and also market might be a little different, but I do believe the Leapstones and Solar Protections are the best exchange initially, and this might go to Solar Blessing or Guardian Stones depending on the value of your server. Now as for the Guardian raids and also the new shop, this particular shop, they have special items which will expire. So what that means is, I just want to give you guys a quick warning. So notice I've been stocking up those items, but those items will expire very soon, actually on the 14th. And likely I probably won't use those items. So it is a little silly for me to exchange items I probably won't use. Oh, by the way, I also got this book from the Moko, the 1415 field boss. And I was like, oh my gosh, emergency rescue. So make sure you're aware of the items you're buying, because special event items, they have expiry. And if you don't plan to use them, you might not want to exchange for those because it's a waste of your resource. Now before we finish the video, we also have additional guides and also tips which cover some methods of getting more silver, method of getting more gold, and also how to choose your home after 1370. I don't want to spend too much time on it, so because we have had videos to cover those in more details. Now for the silver guide, I do recommend following my weekly method, which will give you about 2 million to 2.5 million silver, depending how much you want to spend your time on it. It doesn't cost that much time. I noticed that since the making of that video, I was on 2 million silver, now I'm on 5.8 million silver, so definitely check out those silver guide. The third silver guide will outline more ways of making more silver and also a hidden quest which only takes about 5 minutes for 500,000 silver, so check those out. As for the method of making gold, I'm currently working on more gold making guides, and those should be more relevant to the market and also to the system of the game. So what I want to do is, I want to give you guys some guides which will guarantee you to make more gold, and this comes from the chain quest, this also comes from the report. Other than that, I'll be looking into more method of the market trend strategies. So this is about the market, and basically I'm looking into items like Solar Grace, which have an elasticity and also a bouncing window between every hour and also between every few days. I want to give you guys a guide which have a higher chance of making gold and very little chance of losing gold. Because, current market, we don't want to lose gold. So I'm working on those guides, and very soon I'll have those guides made for you guys to explain how to make gold. Because I know, guys, we can get all the resources in the world. If we don't have the gold, we still need like 170 gold just to attempt the homing, right? So I'll be working more guides to make more gold for everyone with different resources in the game and also different ways of trading the market. Now finally, make sure you guys also check out the new tricks and also new method of getting our item levels to higher tier. So on this particular video, we have talked about a lot of different method of doing this differently. So basically we've been doing the 14, 14, 11 or 11 method, or there's also a lot of different method to upgrade your selectively on your gears. If you guys haven't seen those, notice how some of my pieces plus 14, some of my pieces plus 13, some of those stays on plus 11. There's a reason I'm doing those, and I do want to share with you guys. So make sure you check out those two previous guides to have a greater way of progressing after 1370. Because the rates will change, the homing calculator will show you what are the best ways and also the cheapest ways to upgrade as well. Now hopefully you guys found this video helpful, because I try to save up a lot of tips and a lot of things I discover after a certain stage of the game, and as we go further, maybe if I get to 1415, I'll be making a new update on this particular series of videos to give you guys more tips and also more nodes and also more ways to make more gold and also more resource. Because in the end of the day, if we can collect enough resource, then we don't have to pay money into the game, we can spend more time to enjoy the game and also progress faster into the game for the new content. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you do so, because we'll be getting a lot of guides, a lot of tips as I discover them, and I love the game. So I want to share as much as I can with you guys, and let's have a great time in Lost Ark as we explore this game and get the most out of it.